Hello and welcome in our 8th video update. Today I have a few quite interesting news for you. First thing is that we finally reached $2 million mark in our crowdfunding campaign, which is great. Thank you. We managed to do it in 5 months after we started it on our webpage. So far we have raised more than $170,000 and we are perfectly happy with it. So you are great. Thank you for your support. And cheers. Another important thing that I promised you last month is the alpha access release. We finally set a date for it. It's going to be released on 22nd October, which is later than I promised. I'm sorry, but we still have to motion capture a lot of moves for the NPCs, so that's the thing that caused the delay. 22nd October should be a really final date. I hope we are not going to be late more. About the actual content of alpha, as we mentioned during the Kickstarter and previously in our blogs, it's not full alpha version as meaning the full game. It's really just an alpha access, very early version of small location where you will be able to test how it looks, see the NPC life cycles. There is going to be some very small quest or several little things to do, and we would like to test how it runs on your computers, if there are any problems with installation and stuff at first, how fast it's running on your PCs and all those things, and get some early feedback on that, and then we will slowly add new features. The current plan is to release new features as we are putting him in the game, so every 2 months we will be adding new features to the alpha access version. The first release will contain one village with several NPCs that are going to do their daily stuff, and there is no combat, there is no horse riding. That's something we will add later, and there are several mini quests, I would say, where you can test the gameplay or core features of the game. The alpha access is going to be distributed via Steam. You will receive an email from us when it's ready, and you will be able to get your download code in your profile on our webpage. The alpha is PC only, but it doesn't have any effect on the final release, so if you've chosen PS4 or Xbox One version, you will still get the game on your desired platform, and you can play the alpha on the PC. If you are following us on Twitter and Facebook, you probably already know that we bought motion capture. We finally managed to install it, and now let me introduce you to Jabba, our mocap expert, basically expert on everything else, who will tell you how it works and what we do with it.
Hi. If you are following us on Twitter or Facebook, you probably already know that we've got new motion capture system from OptiTrack. It's been just a few weeks, but we already adopted it into the animation pipeline, and it quickly became a tool for us to deliver much lifelike characters, which means much better game experience for you gamers. We were also quite lucky to have empty space in the building next to our offices. So we could build the motion capture stage right across the hall from the animators' offices. So let's take a look. So this is it. This is our motion capture stage, or as we are calling it, motion capture cave, because it's quite dark. It's 36 Prime 13 OptiTrack cameras hanging from the ceiling, and it's because all those cameras are looking for those. Those are the markers which are tracked by those cameras, and you've probably already seen it many times in the making of all those Hollywood movies, where the actors are actually wearing those markers on themselves. So those cameras are actually reporting position of those markers. And then you have to clean it, process it, and then animators are using those marker animations to put life to the characters in the game. So it's not that we have it and everything is done. It's actually quite painful process, but now much more lifelike, and we will be able to do more of it. And also on the stage you need to use different sorts of props, and also we are actually recording the movement of those props. So this is how it's homemade, but it's working great. You probably all recognize this, and when you see in a game a lantern, then you should remember this strange thing, which is the lantern. And also for sword fight, we can't use the proper ones, so we have a lot of rubber ones to not harm any developers during the process. And that's our motion capture. I hope you will all see the results in the upcoming Tech Alpha demo.
One of the nicest things that we've managed to done was a big improvement in our facial animation system, and also we've managed to scan first 3D scan first batch of heads with our own photogrammetric setup we've developed. So now we are trying to implement 3D scanned heads into the game, and we are working with the facial animations. You can see a short example of what we've done.
Arcibiskupa, či papeže žijícího v říchu, prostý sedláče, tovariš, či žena chudá z lidu, žijící čistě a zbožně, věčný jest před Bohem.
Graphic artists are progressing pretty well with creating of different assets. So we have new animals. We don't have only chickens, but also other animals, and we have completely new vegetation, so many trees and grass and herbs and all that stuff. And also we are creating patterns or paintings for interiors and like churches or palaces and stuff. Basically, what we are, or what our artist is doing, is that we are trying to recreate the illuminations or paintings on the walls that were not preserved in a very good state today. So we are recreating them, and they look pretty awesome, I would say. In medieval times, things were not just dark, gritty, dirty and stuff. It was quite the opposite. Everything was very colorful, everything was painted, everything was bright. So the interiors of our buildings and churches and even castles are going to be pretty colorful, and I think that Pavlo, who is the guy who is making those paintings, is quite awesome. Last month we were also visited by a saint, one of our highest backers, who pledged the most money. And so we showed her the game, our offices, we took her to the places where our game takes place. We also 3D scanned her head because she is going to have a statue in a church. We did it with our homemade 3D scanning device made by Jabba and Jirka. And I hope it was a pleasure for us, and I hope Esther enjoyed it as well. Hi Esther. We were also visited by journalists from Gameswelt who did very extensive video coverage on their visit, and to Munich. And also we've got visit from Igromania, Russian magazine, who did a big preview on our game. So thank you as well. And now for something completely different, our combat. It's progressing pretty well. After a very long time it took us to get to this stage. So finally we have solved most of the issues we've got previously, and we are starting to play with actual gameplay. The animations are still crap. We are going to replace them with motion capture very soon, but I think that you will love the video of the creator of the combat playing with the knight he have created.
We believe that at this moment we are quite close to finishing the systems for our first weapon in the game, which is a longsword, and we have finished most of the basics and advanced systems.
So I hope you liked what you saw. We are going to be glad for response from you, so let us know what you think on Twitter, Facebook, on our YouTube channel. And there is one last thing I forgot to mention. So we've prepared a little video for you with new music we've made. So have a look and let us know what you think about it. Bye!